There is something strange happening in the world of music. Not only is K-pop becoming a household word, but it's also penetrating the airwaves all over the world. 10 years ago, many people in Western culture had no idea what K-pop was, but now it's everywhere. And one of the biggest K-pop bands in the world is BTS. If you've never heard of them, consider yourself the minority. They are set to blast through box office records in 2019, and we have everything you need to know to catch you up to speed. It may be crazy to know that there are people so out of touch with the real world that they've never heard of BTS. Shocking, we know. Especially since this K-pop band has been set for world domination since 2012. Don't worry, if you're one of these out-of-touch people, we have you covered. We'll break down the band members for you and let you know why they're set to break box office records in 2019 with their Love Yourself from Seoul recorded concert. We're pretty sure after you watch this video, you'll want to join their devoted fan base, ARMY, with their love of BTS. You'll probably also want to get your wallets ready so you don't miss out on making history with this iconic band. We will give you all of the deets how, so stay tuned till the end. First things first, what is BTS and who are the members? Well, for starters, BTS was officially assembled in 2012, though it was a 2-year process casting everyone. We should also mention BTS back in 2012 stood for Bangtan Sonyeondan, which translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts. Yeah, as you might have guessed, this didn't stick forever. As the guys in the band got older, they decided to rework this band name. So in 2017, BTS started saying their name stood for Beyond the Scene. We have to agree this seems like a better concept and fans haven't thought much of it. Now that you know the gist of what BTS is, you're probably wondering how they came to be and who the members of this K-pop boy group are. Don't worry, we have all the deets and we're pretty sure you'll fall in love with them like the rest of the world. It all started with RM, the rapper of the group. He knew from a young age that he wanted to be a rapper. He began making mixtapes in middle school, and it didn't take long for him to start hitting up the local rap scene. RM formed a group with other underground rappers, and they became a hit on the underground scene. This eventually led RM to have contacts with some bigwigs at a major entertainment company in Korea. Once he auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment in 2010, it was a done deal. He was signed almost immediately and thus became the first member of this legendary K-pop band. The next band member to join the team was Suga. Back when Suga was in high school, he already had a presence on the Korean hip-hop scene. He was known for his rapping and track producing, and by all accounts was pretty awesome at both. But, according to sources, his heart was set on making beats and creating music. So when he joined Big Hit Entertainment in 2010, he thought he was going to be a big producer. That was until the higher-ups convinced him to join the ranks of BTS as a member, not a producer. The rapper still claims he was tricked into joining the band, but it's all water under the bridge these days. Next up, we have JHope. Did you know that he was almost cut from the band? That's right, what would BTS even be without JHope? More on that in a sec. If you're familiar with the band, you know JHope has some major dance skills. In fact, that was what brought him to the group in the first place. When he was younger, he was part of a few dance crews, but eventually wanted to spread his wings. He ended up auditioning for JYP Entertainment but was ultimately cut. That's when he landed in the laps of the execs over at Big Hit Entertainment. They signed JHope as a trainee because of his rap and dance skills. Sadly, after years of training for BTS, the higher-ups wanted to cut him from the team. It took convincing from RM to keep him on the roster, but we can all agree BTS is better because of it. Moving along to the fourth member of the band, Jin. Jin's backstory is pretty distinctive when it comes to his fellow bandmates. That's because he had no singing or dancing training before joining BTS. In fact, he was dead set on being an actor. While still in high school, an entertainment company tried to sign Jin while he was walking down the street. He decided against it because he was convinced it was a scam. But the same thing happened to him while he was at university. A scout from Big Hit Entertainment saw him exiting a bus and told him to come audition. He had every intention of auditioning as an actor, but was convinced to become a trainee for BTS. After years of hard work, he's become the singer and dancer we all love today. The next member probably doesn't need an introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Back in his early days, Jungkook was a sought-after commodity. When he stepped onto the scene, 7 different entertainment companies wanted to sign him. He eventually went with Big Hit Entertainment because he wanted to work with RM. It seems like RM had a lot of influence on this group, and we can't even fault Jungkook for his mindset. He ended up signing up as a trainee, and thus the 5th member of BTS was locked in. The 6th member of the group is V, and if you know anything about this guy, you know he has humble beginnings. According to the K-pop star, he grew up with very little. Thankfully, that didn't keep him from dreaming big and yearning for a music career. In high school, with the encouragement of his father, V started playing the saxophone. Of course, he never thought that would be his introduction to a world-dominating career. In fact, when he first set foot in the big hit entertainment offices, it was to support a friend who was auditioning. While he was there, a recruiter convinced him to audition, and let's just say, the rest is BTS history. If you've stayed with us this long, then congrats, you've made it to the 7th and final member of the BTS team, Min. Though he had the shortest stint as a trainee, it's easy to see why. Min is another member of BTS that is known for his dance skills. But did you know he actually went to art school to cultivate this talent? It was actually one of his teachers that convinced him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment. He passed the audition and quickly moved to Seoul as a new trainee. Then, when the time came, he became the final member of BTS and hasn't slowed down since. So, now that you know all of the guys of BTS, you can probably see why they are so popular. Not only are they talented and super dreamy, but they have actually been putting out hits for quite a while. In fact, they've produced 6 albums in the span of 5 years. If you know anything about the music industry, you'd know that's pretty bananas. Not only that, but they've all been pretty huge hits. But the thing that makes BTS stand out from the crowd, and the reason their new film from their Love Yourself tour is such a hit, is because of social media. Yes, social media has been around for a while, but it was never the monster it is today. Back in the early days of the band, the guys would engage their fans on social media. This led to them having a very loyal and dedicated following, so much so that in 2017, they became the most tweeted about celebrity on Twitter. Oh, and did we mention they won that title again in 2018? Then there is the fact that the guys made some big waves in American pop culture. That's because they beat out the likes of Demi Lovato and Justin Bieber to become Billboard Music Awards' top social artist in 2018. And not that they have anything to do with each other, but this also led them to be named Time's Person of the Year in 2018. No big deal, right? They just had to beat out Michelle Obama to do so. And it was their legion of fans who voted them to the top. It also doesn't hurt that they already have a major cinematic hit under their belt. If you aren't a fan of BTS, then the release of Burn the Stage may have fallen right under your radar. But you may also be shocked to learn that it was one of the biggest movies in the world when it was released in 2018. In October of 2018, the Burn the Stage film distributors announced that they were going to release the film in 40 different countries. At first, it was only supposed to show at a large complex in South Korea's capital. Of course, fans from all over the world asked for access to the film, and shockingly, the higher-ups listened. By November 15th, when the movie was officially released, the ticket sales had already reached the 1 million mark, which is nothing to laugh at considering this was all in pre-sales. After its release, it went on to break global records in its category. The execs over at YouTube even decided to start streaming it on their premium channel because, duh. And because of this hype from their first movie, experts are predicting the same thing will happen when Love Yourself in Seoul is officially released. So what are the deets? Don't worry, we got you. The one-day release will happen in 3,800 theaters across 95 countries. The show itself will be the live concert that kicked off their current Love Yourself tour. It took place over 2 days back in August with over 90,000 people in attendance, selling out both shows on both nights. Not only is it going to be a fantastic show, but it's already setting records. Now, anyone who doesn't have the means to go to a live show can see the guys live in all their glory. We have to admit, it seems pretty tempting even for those non-ARMY members. You don't have to be a fangirl to appreciate the significance of BTS, and now that they've tapped the worldwide market, we're sure you'll be seeing much more from these talented guys. So now that they have dominated charts, and soon to dominate movie theaters, what's next for BTS? Only time will tell, but if things keep going at this rate, we see them being around for a long time. And we can almost guarantee if this January 26th Love Yourself from Seoul release is a hit, there will be a lot more where that came from. And we can't wait to see what's to come. But for now, snatch up your tickets and get ready to make history. That's because the BTS train is coming to a theater near you.